Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Gird your loins. Run for the hills, everybody. Holy shit. All right. So I need your guidance for
Mhm,
where I should be spending my time this afternoon.
mhm,
I think that there's been some work on getting like next week's fuckaroonies.
mhm.
But I guess I need to speak to Melody. But I figured, we maybe she and I can, set some time and talk about that. But
Mhm.
anyway, what's up with you?
We finished off with Mel. So Mel is now a junior webmaster, and so she's going to be creating a site with, and just like a joke
Yeah,
site.
yeah, I'll do that too.
I think, yeah, I think Ryan's going to do the same thing.
Cool.
I think the biggest thing for them is that they're like, oh, okay, so now that I know that I can create a website in half an hour, I can focus on the business that they want to build.
I see.
Rather than worry about the website they don't know how to create.
Right. Hmm. So what are you telling me?
Well, yeah, they're gonna.
Okay.
I know, like Mel has an idea of what she wants to do in Tennessee. Ryan has some ideas up his sleeve as well.
Oh,
So we'll see what happens.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right, good times.
I don't know. There was like so much effort put into the project we were all working on together last week. I don't understand. Like, anyway, it's not your problem, I guess. I just
Yeah, I think the next step is to do. Um, so the Wix site that I sent you, I don't know why I didn't link to the right one. Because you should have been able to see the website as I saw it. But I think the next step in Nilf Hunter is to update the site,
right. Yes.
right? And writing more content for the Twitter. Like, so I created a Twitter thread on Nilf Hunter,
Okay.
right? So, yeah, now that we know we can do this kind of stuff, it's kind of decide, okay, so
Oh
what do
yeah.
we want to,
Sure.
now that we know we can do anything? But I think it's kind of the sometimes the ideas that you have are a function of what you can yourself do with a website, you know?
That's true. Right.
Right. So yeah, I want to keep working on this brand, Elf Hunter.
I mean, do you think it? I mean, I don't know nearly as much about NFTs as most of the people in this room. I mean, do you is because I mean, part of me feel well. I mean, I don't want to do something that comes off as trolling a very important community. Do you know what I mean? Like they do some very important things with
Hmm.
charitable
Hmm.
things, and I don't. So, what do you think about the NFT community seeing what I'm doing as a negative as opposed to a positive? I mean, is that do you think that's an issue?
I the challenge is sometimes getting people's attention requires you to say something in a way that hasn't been said before,
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
right.
And I'm confident that if anyone spoke to us, they'd realize what we were really about
Okay.
pretty quickly. And if anyone wanted to be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" and making fun of us, oh yeah, we'll jump in the Twitter space and find out what we're really about.
Got
So that ability to manage PR in real time is very fascinating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Right?
I don't.
Um,
I just. I mean, I wish I could ask these people to leave so you and I could talk, but
yeah, I'm sure we'll have like another chat. But you have my number. We can chop it up anytime. But
I feel like
now that
I feel
Mhm.
like I don't. I'm sorry. I feel like I don't understand what the hell is going on, and something happened that I'm unaware of, and there's an issue. I mean,
oh
I don't know. I'm just really like, I'm a little confused. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I mean right now, the main thing where we started was, how do we take an idea and move it into reality, right? Now that we've done that, how do we, you know what I mean? What happens next?
Well, what I thought would happen next is that at least, I would be working with other people in the syndicate to, make to build what,
Mm,
and then maybe sell it. I don't know,
yeah, I mean the
I mean, was it
it's
something
funny because
that
it's funny.
do people not
No,
like? I mean, if they don't like me, I'll just leave the syndicate, and then I won't be. I mean, I just don't understand what happened. I mean, I must have misunderstood.
well, what happens now? Like to do anything in code would require us to like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Pay someone. And
Oh, yeah.
so right now we're just kind of at the reconnaissance stage where we're figuring out, okay, do if we did like a week of like just being on Twitter or posting through that account, can we get attention? Like even before this, the space I came out of was with Rug Radar, and Rug Radar is an NFT project that aims at identifying which projects are about to rug.
Oh, I see. Hmm.
Yeah. So right now I'm just like kind of looking into the accounts that are on there. And I wanted to, for example, like send the guy a message and say, hey, I want to be on the Nelf Hunter podcast, right?
Yeah, sure, sure.
And kind of build out the brand, you know. But if we can attract like a wait list of some, we're building the plane in the air. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So,
I just want to understand whether what I'm trying to understand right now, and I appreciate what you're doing, and it kind of answers my question a little bit. Is there genuine interest in the syndicate in this? Do they think it's a viable project, or is this? I can't imagine people would spend so much time on it for it to be a troll. You know, so I don't. I guess I'm kind of
I mean,
my
keep in mind
ultimate.
though that what we're doing is we're in the hypothesis testing phase, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and so even if there were people who said, you know what, that was fun, but that's as far as I'd like to take it, it's just fun, that's fine. I still want to bear out the hypothesis.
Oh no, I agree with
Hmm.
right.
Right?
And it would be nice to do something with Rug Radar, soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let me see if I can invite that guy right now. Let me change the space because they were talking to him and it was really boring. That's why I called it boring.
Oh, I thought. I see. I thought I thought the boring was directed at me for some reason.
No. Yeah, no. Boring was because of they had some person interviewing the Rug Radar guy. And,
Oh,
and you know how frustrating it is when you see someone like really important and then people are like, hey, what kind of McDonald's do you like? And it's like, motherfucker, you
yeah,
realize what this person's working on? What?
yeah. They do a shit job.
Okay, this
I
was super
can't stand
professional.
that.
Let me tag him. His name is JD.
You might want to wiggle your wire. It's like I got like maybe, or
Really
maybe it's
cool
me. I
project.
can't hear you very well. I'm sorry. Like you sound like you went far away. I don't.
Can
There
you hear
we
me?
go. Okay.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're
I'm
good.
I'm typing, so I'm like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
really cool project. Are you available for an interview? Bang. Um, tweet. All right. So I tagged him in it. Let me find out what his URL is.
Okay.
Rug. I think it's rug underscore radar.
I can always follow up with them, and if you're interested in being
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I remember talking to him a while ago, but it's an interesting, you know, NFT in it purports to give you like a Bloomberg terminal. You know what I mean? For
Yeah,
NFT, right? But
right.
they're like coming at it from the unique perspective of I don't want to know what's investable. I want to know what's about to die.
Right, right. I don't even know if I'm coming at it from that way. I'm just I'm showing people volume and whether or not there's like some sort of arbitrage. Well, I guess that is. I mean,
But
whether
right,
it's
it just perspectives on it. What do you want to do? Do you want to go via negativa or via positiva? If you use via positiva, you use total volume, and the amount of liquidity. But via negativa, you'd be like, which one of these smart contracts allows the devs to rug the project because they know something about the code that nobody else does?
right,
Right. So I think it's two perspectives. Trying to One is trying to protect NFT, uh, basically like the retail market, right?
yeah,
I'm sure institutions would be interested, but you know, there's a lot of people wondering if, like, for example, we talked to Echelon the other day. Imagine, in addition to Echelon's testimony of his project, there was an analytical way to find out if there was anything in the smart contract itself that the holders may not be aware of or understand.
right, right. No, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the amazing Randy of NFTs. You would look that stuff up ahead of time and then just kind of barbecue the poor man, or allegedly poor man.
Well, where's the video? There was a video of them actually looking at. Oh, here it is. All right, so I put it to the top,
Ah,
and it's them actually looking at Rug Radar, the beta product,
oh, okay.
right? And then they're like, "Yeah, see that thing we mentioned 2 seconds ago? It just rugged. Like it rugged live on the fucking interview. Can
Oh my God,
you imagine? So to
terrible.
me, that's like, I'm surprised that that tweet hasn't blown up,
Yeah,
right?
that's unbelievable. I wonder how many. Well, I'll have to look at it later. I hope too many people weren't affected, but it happens.
Yeah. So they're emerging and doing like beta testing right now.
Hmm. Yeah, maybe I can. I'll test it out and then see if it's worthwhile getting into the area that I'm thinking of. I may not.
Yeah, it's a way to validate it. To understand whether it's an opportunity, we have to understand who the incumbents are, right?
Yeah,
And if we understand kind of how they're approaching it, we can tailor our approach
sure, sure.
or exit, or you know what I mean? Like, um, I remember my buddy said that I asked him whether I should do something or not, and he said, um, "The oh no, I think I asked him, do you think this is possible?" And he says, "That's not the question." He's like, "Because you're talented, anything's possible. The problem is you can successfully execute failure. And so it's not whether you can be successful or not, because you can be successful in anything. It's whether you should be successful at it, given the opportunity cost of your energy."
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm all, and that's why like I initially did that thread on NFTs I'd like to fuck, because I was like, all right, so let me understand the complete competitive landscape. Now, a lot of the projects end up showing you like the Fortune 50 or Fortune 100 of NFTs, essentially, right?
Yeah,
You know, so that's already being created, right?
yeah. I'll have
So,
to sit down and think about what is it that consumers need that will be worthwhile and possibly
yeah.
helpful. And if it's too crowded, then I'll just have to probably cut my
Or
loss on it.
even if it's too crowded, it just lets you understand like what already exists that I don't have a competitive advantage on, is kind of the question I ask myself, right?
Right. I mean, the ones I've seen so far are pretty difficult to understand unless you're like a professional NFT trader
Yes.
or trying to be.
So, so your perspective is a perspective that they're unable to have, right? And so if you think about the challenge from your perspective, I think you could build an interface that might surprise a lot of people. Does that make sense? Because
Well, we might not. Yeah.
most people will be trying to drown people in charts,
Yes. True.
right? Most of these NFT watchdogs are an Excel table with purple backgrounds,
I see.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right? NFT blah blah blah. What do you see? You see an Excel spreadsheet with a, what do they call it? You know, with the purple background that like fades into fuchsia.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I can't remember that.
That's like the design pattern of the day.
For sure, for sure. Crazy.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, in the other room, getting a bunch of, well, I can't say it's not me. Well, I'm a lawyer, and it
mhm.
seemed like people in the room were angry at lawyers today for some reason. And I'm like, now, the Homer fade into the hedge thing. That's kind of, I was like, oh,
Uh,
should I, maybe
well, I
I should.
mean, everyone hates lawyers until they need one, in which case they're ringing off the hook.
Well, it's like they even then they hate them, and that's fine. I
Yeah.
Wait, why do people hate lawyers today?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. That's why I'm kind of like
Are you
clueless.
getting attacked for being a lawyer or something?
Never. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, it's no big deal.
Well, I mean, even like if you look at the Voyager Chapter 11, what are a lot of unsecured creditors worried about? The unsecured creditors are worried about a protracted legal process that leaves no money left.
Oh, I would assume that a lot of them make. Well, I shouldn't assume anything, but in most cases that go like the way these cases go, when you have a lot of unsecured creditors, they're just not going to be happy with the result. But there's always exceptions.
Yeah. Um, so that's like a live thing. And again, this is happening across the board, even with like Celsius, which you pointed out, right?
Yeah,
A
it's
lot of a lot of people in the crypto world, a, a lot of people in the crypto world don't understand. One of the core arguments about crypto is code above law, or is law above code?
right, right. Well, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I mean, that's just the way the law rolls. But I was talking about trying to make a public policy exception so that the FDIC would cover some of the losses for those people, where they were told that the FDIC was insuring accounts there. Because yes, if it was true, then those accounts would have been covered. So, I was kind of spitballing out loud the other day, like just, you know, I'll tell you what, when you hear lawyers argue public policy, that means like they're throwing a Hail Mary, like it's not a, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, okay, I got no legal basis, here we go. But sometimes it makes sense to argue that. And I think this might be one of those times where the FDIC can be like, hey, here's a PR opportunity for us. Most people don't know we exist. And when they find out about us because of a problem, often they're not very happy. So maybe if I make a whole bunch of people happy, maybe the smaller holders, the higher, like I would say anyone, they would have to submit paperwork that, proving their like yearly, and this is so freaking arbitrary, it's probably illegal, but maybe only moderate income or low income people get paid back in full, and the rest of them get a, like, whatever the court gives them. I don't know, I'm just, like I said, it's just very disturbing to hear, this sort of thing. It's very unfortunate. A lot of people got caught up. They knew, maybe some of them probably heard of warnings and, be careful. And, lo and behold, they're not thinking they get, 10 or 15,000 or more stuck there. I'm so thankful I didn't use those places. I just, I mean, I knew I had no business even thinking about
Mhm.
swing trading or day trading, and
Yeah, for sure.
so
Yeah, I mean, uh, Casey and I met maybe a few months before all of that went down. And so when Casey showed me Voyager, I started looking into it. And this is before we ever met. And so, like, when did we meet? July?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so, right? But that was we were already in the bear market in July, right? June is when everything went down with the
Right.
Celsius and Three Arrows and then the Voyager. And well, it was Luna, Celsius, Three Arrows, Voyager in that order, right? And it was just 3 weeks apart, one after another. And because Casey was the person who told me about Voyager in the beginning, and I was like, I hear what you're saying. It sounds cool, but I'm looking at the annual statement from December of last year. You want to look at this with me together? And he's like, oh, fuck. I'm like, yeah. And you seeing what I'm seeing? He's like, I mean, you're a loan officer. You know how debts work. And he's like, oh, shit. And he took all his money off.
I'm glad he got. I mean, I'm glad most of the people that we know got out, but I know a lot of people didn't. So
Well, some of the people, that's not right. Not everyone was as lucky as Casey,
yeah.
right? And a lot of people, when Casey came out with the fact that he was like, no, fuck this, I'm out, a lot of people got pissed at him in the community.
Well, I mean, that's on them. I mean, people have to, you know, weigh the risks and the benefits and make their own personal choices. I mean, I could say the same about myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was just one of those things where like there because he was I'm trying to find it. Uh I'm looking at the tweets now. So if you go from colon uh I'll give you an example. So if you did from colon at where's J1,
Okay.
you can look up tweets only by you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you can set the date, right? Until colon year dash month dash day.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can.
So let me post this one second. Okay, so June 13th. All right. So this is what Casey was posting on June 12th.
Oh my. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that kind of feels like the day I just had actually, but not as at least it didn't directly financially wreck me. So at least I got that. That's bad. So anyway, yeah, that's unfortunate. I hope everybody who got affected by Celsius or Voyager or anybody else, any other exchange, uh, you know, figure out a way to get their money back. I doubt that most of them will succeed, but you never know.
This is a newbie question. So people would stake their cryptocurrencies with these exchanges, and then they got more or less seized by these exchanges. Is that correct? That's collateral.
In a sense, I mean, yeah, for for various reasons. There, some of them were commingled, and
Mm.
some of them weren't.
There's too much froth and fraud in this sector in general. So, I mean, I don't have any cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin or anything like that, but I see Bitcoin as being, a survivor, at least after regulatory crackdowns and whatnot. But I'm still kind of on the fence right now. I don't know I'm just going to be patient.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I you can always, put up your cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. I mean, they're not the same thing, but they gave just such attractive interest rates. I can see where people might have justified it. And not to mention, they had a bunch of influencers that people trusted that were also like really pushing these things. And it was like, the era, it was almost like, like the Great Gatsby, there's like kind of a decadent sense to, blue skies forever, money, money from heaven, like because of the stimulus and the money people were getting because of COVID. And it just got, you know, I think Bush once said that everybody got drunk and screwed up the markets. And I think this time it was the cryptocurrency folks, unfortunately, plus a bunch of people, a bunch of retail who just, they're like, oh, this looks good. And this person told me so. And everybody's doing it too. So, you know, very few people were saying, hey, do you really think that this sort of interest rates being offered are, you know, in the long run going to be healthy for you? And probably not, but it is what it is. It's sad. I mean, I know that there are people out there that just lost everything, and I can empathize. It's just very sad.
It's you've heard the term the retail guillotine,
Oh yeah.
right? So
Unfortunately, here we are.
this is actually how markets work. What we're seeing is markets operate. It's dark and it can be sad, but this is exactly how markets operate.
Yeah, markets tend to operate in other areas as well, so to speak.
Yeah, right? And
Yeah.
you know, as a recruiter, I've always worked in like different domains, right? Because whatever the domain of the day is, kind of thing. And so when I see this across industries, I don't see it as an industry thing. I see it as a human thing.
Yeah, true.
It's like this guy. What was the book? It was called Helmer's Seven Powers of Business, and he said the first power was scale. Yeah, I'm gonna put this to the top. He said you get your power from your scale economy, your network economy, your counter positioning. Counter positioning blew my mind. He says you get your strength from how you position yourself in relation to your competition. Blew my mind. What an insight that was for me. And then he said you also get your power from how much it costs for your clients or customers to switch from you to someone else. It could be your branding. It could be your cornered resources. Oh, cornered resources. Your access to a resource that nobody else has, like Elon Musk and lithium, for example.
Right. Yeah.
And then process power. So scale, network, like the network effects, the counter positioning, switching costs, branding, cornered resource, process power. So like, how we're talking about like NFTs that like the fuck? Same idea, right? What is the counter positioning that we could take, right? Given that every other website that purports to do this is a Excel spreadsheet with numbers that the layperson doesn't understand. Maybe it's video. Maybe it's a TikTok account more than anything else. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
it starts to really make you think of like, who is my niche? Where are they?
Right.
How do they get information? What do they read already? What design patterns are familiar with them? What makes their eyes glaze over?
I guess what
That's
I don't. I guess I'm suspicious, and here's why. I'm just going to be frank with you because, quite frankly, rapidly. I'm just having a bad day, so I'm just gonna say it. Uh, and literally like an hour and a half or so ago, I had two other people were on this project, and now from what I'm understanding, they are no longer interested, and off they go. And that tells me one or two things: either they don't believe in me, or they don't believe in the project, or both. And I don't, if they had any conflict with me, they certainly didn't communicate that with me, because I would have altered my behavior, but I don't think it was that. So I'm wondering, when am I ever going to stop being rugged? I mean, I feel like I have entered a industry that I'm not emotionally equipped to be in.
You think so? You feel that way? I don't think so.
Well, I don't know, and I don't know who I can trust.
I
And
mean, I wouldn't trust anyone. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Right? But all you can do is wake up and see if people are approaching things with the same heart as they did yesterday. Right?
but
And
they're
I
not.
guess,
That's the problem. I mean, they're gone, and I don't understand that. Like literally, like an hour and a half ago, and I said to them, I'll be back." But
yeah, I spent a good long time with them. So we spent a good another hour with Melly B and Ryan. And then once Mel updated the site, she was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. And
right,
then I just ended the space.
yeah, no, that's okay. I mean, I'm not.
Hmm.
There's no. You have nothing to do with this. I mean,
Hmm.
I just don't understand. I'm confused. You know, I mean, I feel, and this is not the first time something like this has happened.
Hmm.
You know, so I don't understand. I don't understand. My luck cannot be this bad that every single idea that I've had since I've come down here since April, and I get cut off at the knees. That's
Well, I mean, I don't think you need anyone else to do this, but you and I.
Yeah, I know that,
You know
but
what I mean?
I don't like being surprised, and I feel like
Oh, I mean, but this is startup world, right? The Facebook was started with it. You know what I mean? That's why, like, I like to teach like the people I work with how to have complete control over stuff, so that inevitably, when people don't do what they say they're going to do, it's not devastating. Because my only history with human beings is that people don't do what they say they're going to do, which is why I learned how to do all this shit in the first place. Because it's like, look, if I can't rely on not a goddamn person, all right, so let me figure out how to do it all by myself, right? And I think as long as we can teach each other how to do stuff by ourselves, that will make us individually stronger.
yeah,
You know, I see, but I guess because I've been a part of so many startups, I don't take people's words at face value like I used to. To me, it's just air, and if they want to change their decision next month, next year, next hour, next minute, not going to surprise me anymore, right?
right.
But you know what I mean? Like, dude, I've been a part of startups where like one of the co-founders fucking attacked me from behind, and I had to go check out in the hospital for like a fucking concussion. you
Wow.
know
Well,
so I know what it's like to go from hanging out and hugging each other to like getting attacked from behind and ending up in the hospital. Our second date, yeah. I think Ali picked me up from the hospital on our second date. I was like, what are you doing here? I don't think I told you why.
all right. Well, I mean, what you posted was, very helpful. So you
Yeah.
know, I took a picture of I've seen Lunar Crush before, so that's cool. Um, yeah. So I'll evaluate all that and see whether this is viable for me to continue by myself, and
Uh-huh.
from there.
Yeah. I think, again, to me, this is reconnaissance, right? Where we're testing a hypothesis one step at a time. And I think the space we had the other day showed that people are interested in the conversation, right? How we capture, a business creates X value and captures Y% of X. It'd be interesting to see how we might capture Y% of X.
Yeah, right.
right?
Yeah.
But I'm always like, I take things like super baby steps because I've seen what happens when you kind of like take leaps of faith. And the biggest leap of faith is turning an idea into code because code costs money, right? So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and code begets code, right? And any line of code you create has to be maintained, right? And so once you start working with a coder, you often never stop. And I've seen so many projects not do the hypothesis validation, and so that's why I'm like super like methodical when it comes to this stuff because I've seen millions of dollars spent on products that nobody ever uses.
True to that. All right. Well, I mean,
You know,
I'll sit down. I have imminent issues in terms of finance I have to deal with, so I'm not going to have a lot of. I mean, I got to prioritize. You know.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Again, the bigger thing I want to do here is show us how we can test these hypotheses that we have before choosing one to, you know what I mean, really go all in with.
Well, so far, I feel as clueless as, and this is not a reflection on you. It's a reflection on me and my judgment. I don't. I just have to sit. I'm a little overwhelmed, so I'm going to have to figure out what makes sense for me to do.
Oh, makes sense. Look, I mean, all of yesterday, I was asking everyone else, so, what do they think about ethos.io and Shingo? Because I wasn't sure either. And I wanted to crowdsource the answer, right? Because I don't know anything. I don't know everything in the universe, right? And so it's like, there are some things that I'm not able to see, just not able to see, right? Which is why I bring things to the group so I can, have
Oh,
another pair of eyes.
well, I mean, I hope you get that position because it's, if you're looking for a position and it's
Yeah, no, really. I kind of just
available.
did it for fun. I just filled out the thing for fun, honestly. I was like, oh, this is a Google form that will take me 30 seconds to fill out. And to my surprise, I get a call.
Good
And
luck.
it's, you know, so we'll see. I don't know, but I've heard the name. I think I first heard the name of Shingo through Baroness. So, I'm always kind of fishing for the juicy details.
Cool.
Kit, what do you think? Would you touch Shingo with a 10-foot pole? That's a magic question. I think she's switching out her headphones. Yep, there she is.
Uh-oh.
Check, check.
Maybe there's a problem there. It's been, Twitter Spaces has been buggy.
It's been buggy these past few days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey, you there? Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Coming through. Oh yeah, we true blue.
Oh God. Do you have the flu? Maybe you should have got a shot or two. That shit. Sorry. Yeah, you started this. So I got an email back from Jeff at Wave Edge. He said, nice job. It was funny and quite sad. And I'm like, good. That's exactly the emotions I wanted. Funny and sad. All right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So he watched it at 11 o'clock last night because I got the email at 2 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see.
Alrighty then. No?
Well, it's mostly your voice, so You know, if anything, I'll just blame you for it.
You're the puppeteer. You're the puppet master. Nothing happens without you running the show, right? So
It's mostly your voice when you think about it, right? Well, actually, and then Meta Baby. That's my favorite, man. I was looking back at that commercial, like this is really offensive.
oh, so offensive, so wonderfully offensive, man. That little commercial in the middle is so, oh my god, wonderful.
You don't see it coming, right? And then you're
No,
watching. I'm like, yo, I can't even watch this anymore.
like this is a skit comedy routine with a commercial that's also its own
Yeah.
skit comedy routine. What the fuck's going on? It's the inception of comedy.
Let me tell you something. The content that we record here really adds up. It really does. And for me to just be able to go, oh, I remember when we talked about that, fucking June 15th. All right, let me go look it up. All right, let me download it. All right, let me look at the captions. Okay, let me, bang, bang, bang.
Mike,
I was just talking to. Hey, go ahead.
dude, you've got a usable database of material, man. Organized and ready to go as needed.
Easy. I was just talking to Sandra about VGX, and I was looking up your tweets with like the fucking shining blood
What?
scene. Here, I'll let me delete this shit from the top. All right, take a look. You'll see it at the top. Should be the only thing there now. Oh, come on. This thing won't delete.
Oh,
You see that?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that one? Do you
Yeah.
remember what was going through your mind when you posted that red wedding from The Shining?
I, ha ha ha. Kind of was more or less going through my head at the moment. Like, oh, you've been away for a while. It's a bloodbath.
So the question was, so I've been in a coma since November 9th. How's the market? And you posted the blood picture. Somebody else somebody else posted this. Look at Maximus. This is fine. Finer
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. Gotta love that. You know, man, I gotta say, the VGX crew had some of the funniest shit going. There was so much good humor material, and in a very respectful way I say this, it was very PG-13 a lot of the times.
No,
It
you
wasn't,
mean not like us, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
not, not talk, yeah. And not that it didn't get
Well,
pretty.
I think what's funny is that even though it was PG, I ended up making it not PG with the Peaches video.
Oh,
Right?
I gotta say the Peaches video was like kind of a cherry on top of the sundae, because the VGX Heroes After Hours or After Dark, oh my god, dude, like I've got some limits that are pretty far out there and they got pushed. Yeah, but really though, they're the group of people in there that were doing like marketing and pinata stuff with Donnie, and dude, I thought it was
Oh,
very
it's great.
impressive. I
I
thought it
love
was
Donnie.
impressive. Yeah. Oh, especially love Donnie.
Fucking salt of the earth.
But the marketing that they were doing with the pinata and that whole, dude, it was good. I thought they were doing a good job.
But I
For the
mean, you
wrong.
find out who your friends are when the money's gone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not really.
Right?
You often find out who your friends are right the fuck along the way.
Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yeah. So I get kind of zen on those conversations, because like I got a buddy and he goes piss poor broke. Right now, I'm not responsible for him. Um, but he's going to take some time in life and go away and work and do things to recover his life. Probably not going to see him a lot. That's okay. I wish him well.
Well, for
You
him,
know,
maybe for you it is. I'm sure for him, he doesn't appreciate having to rebuild his life from nothing because people waste
oh,
time.
well,
Or
I mean, Yeah, I was just thinking like sometimes the money goes away for whatever reason and people have to adjust their lives. And I like the Zen aspect of just saying, cool, if we're friends, I'll see you when I see you, you know? And some people I end up bumping back into years later and we reconnect and
2
everything's
years?
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's weeks or months or years, it depends, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I just feel like there's like a emotional slippery slope talking about money and relationships, which is pretty obvious, but I
Well,
like
with me, I usually talk about relationships and not about money because in the only relationships I've been in my entire life, they were old fashioned and they were traditional ones. So when I make an arrangement with someone in a relationship, it is usually based on those beliefs. And I as a lawyer, I'm fairly confident that my understanding of the basis of a relationship is pretty fucking clear before I do something, do a lifestyle change. So, I from a woman's perspective, I guess, I'm not really used to living in this swill, and I'm not used to friends being like, well, Zen, blah, blah, blah. We'll see you when we see you. And like, it's like you just let them fucking sink to the ocean floor because, you gotta maintain your chill. You gotta maintain your Zen. That's not a friend. That's just like someone who's around who only hangs out with me if I have money. I mean, I don't think that that's character.
well, I mean, if I'm acquainted with somebody and we're hanging out having a good time and then things happen in their life and they become
A burden?
unpleasant, not a burden, not a burden. I'm
Unpleasant.
thinking,
Okay.
I'm thinking like a character change.
Yeah,
Like
down.
people
Debbie.
over, I
Yeah.
mean, like over time, people experience things that can make them happy or sad or angry or loving. And
You're
I
just
try to,
happier with them when they're happy and they don't have life problems
yeah,
because
like I want to be
friends
so,
don't have life
well,
problems, right?
no, I want to be supportive of
Mm.
people when they're experiencing hardships.
I can
But
see.
I also believe in um, people need to take responsibility for themselves. I'm not here to
Mhm.
solve your problems.
I don't think have your
You
friends
know,
ask you? Do your friends ask you to solve their problems?
oh, we talk about their problems and talk
But
about
do your
what
friends
they're
ask
doing.
you to solve their problems?
They ask me to talk through their problems with
Right.
them,
Right. But if
and they're
after a
and
while they're not happier people, you got to maintain your chill is what you're saying.
so yeah, like so my buddy Luke calls me up and
I see.
he's just
Hmm.
fucking sick to death of his job and just god fucking shit. I hate this fucking. I'm like, dude, we've talked about this 100 times. I've offered to help you with your resume. Come on, man,
That's a little
enough.
different, I guess. That's true.
You know, uh, or Frank got a new job and he's working like 75 hours a week. And every once in a while, I get a little blip on the radar from him. Hey man, what's going on? He's still racing. What's going on? You know, like that's okay with me. I don't need like the time away from being friends with Frank because he's busting his ass at work. Okay, cool, man. I'm your friend. I'm happy for you that you've got an opportunity to put those hours in and make that money for your family.
Hmm.
Good for you. I'll be here at the end of your journey when it's time to take a break. You
That's
know,
very considerate of you.
try to be. You know,
Hmm.
because it's so hard. You run into people who you don't know what their situation is. I was talking to a guy the other day who was diagnosed, given like 4 months to live, like a week ago.
Wow.
You, you
You
know,
sure? You sure? Well, it's such a short time he has to live. I guess there's no reason for you to be disappointed by his behavior.
well, there's no reason to be disappointed in his behavior. No, it's recognizing that everyone's coming from a different situation
Yeah, I mean, I just recognize that someone who's dying might be a bit of a downer, you know? I mean, like, why bother with them? Keep your
He
zen.
was no,
Oh. Hmm.
no. He first off, he was incredible and just an incredible person to talk with, for starters. But in terms of like staying away from people so I can keep my zen, dude, no.
I am merely saying, look, I'm merely saying back what you said. As an attorney, it's my job during a trial to remember what people say when they're in front of the court so that I can use it for cross examination. I am merely saying back to you what you said. Now, if you want to tell me you misstated what you said and reassemble that, I would love to hear it, quite frankly.
I just want to talk with you outside of the courtroom
Well,
because I don't,
okay.
I'm a loan officer, but I'm not
Hmm.
gauging a conversation based on your credit score and your debt ratio
Well, if
or
you were,
taking an
we wouldn't be
application.
talking because I wouldn't be good enough for you. But that's neither here nor there. I'm
Well,
really
maybe,
saying that you made.
because
I'm speaking, please. I made an earlier comment, and then you said what you said, and I felt that that was very. I was surprised that you would say something like that, and I just wanted to explore it with you. So, if you think that I'm misunderstanding something that you said, I'd love for you to clear it up.
yeah, no, I feel like you took it that I was saying I don't want to be around people that are harsh in my vibe, and that's my definition of friendship, which is not at all how I feel.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to find out. It takes me time. I like to be methodical so that especially these days, I understand the people around me.
Okay, and that's good. Always good to achieve clarity. Clarity is always good. Communication is good.
Oh, I agree that communication is incredibly important because otherwise people would feel like they've been rugged, and especially when they're already having problems and they're trying to be upbeat, it just knocks the wind out of a person. Yeah, I mean that. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Tess, can you hear me?
Test, test. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Good morning. Hi, how
Awesome.
are we?
Oi.
Good, very good. How are you?
Sandra, I was
Waking up.
trying to get a hold of
Hey,
you.
you were.
Yeah, but when I first popped in, I was trying to grab the mic, but then KC popped in and you guys were like, yeah, Twitter's been acting wonky. It has been. Oh, I was curious to see if you'd be interested at all to do a space with other attorneys.
Oh yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, because I'd like
We're
to.
so popular these days with everybody.
I
I just
know.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know what the panel generally is for, but it's just like actual people that are, legal practice, doxed attorney groups that can give an inside look on what Web3 is at this point in time. People asking, of course, Q&A panel.
Right. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. I followed you, so I'll catch up with you, and we'll just let me know where to be when. And
I appreciate it. I didn't mean to scare Casey off.
no, I probably did that, but that's okay.
I just put to the top boring property law stories if people want to get to know Sandra.
Oh, thank you so much for doing that again, Mike. I
Yeah, it
appreciate.
becomes handy, right? Isn't it crazy how these little things become handy? It's like all of a sudden they need a lawyer and be like, I don't know, if you want to talk to her without talking to her, check out the video, right?
Sure.
Especially for people who don't know you, right? It's a great way
Oh,
for them to get to know you, these things.
Hurls, what you doing?
I just got up for the morning. Family's asleep. Thought I'd come in and say good day. I popped in before, but it sounded like there's a private chat going on, so I ducked out. Came
Yeah,
back
I'm
in as all
sorry.
five prong and just pretend to be a fly on the wall. I think that's a good another profile name, like fly on the wall. How's everyone doing, Sandra? Mel B, so you, Web3, Baron, I don't think I've met you before. And a couple of listeners down there too. Well, I listened to that video you put together, so you. It was good and I posted it up.
Yeah, no, I
I think you got
appreciate
a
it.
few more A few more views on YouTube.
Actually, we were looking at the analytics today. These guys saw my YouTube page, and I showed them how the analytics dashboard works for that video, so I could see like a gang of people watching it all at the same time yesterday in real
Cool.
time while it was happening.
Very nice. So have you used TweetDeck before? Has anyone used TweetDeck before?
No, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't used it.
Yep.
No. Who said yep? Was that Baron?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Hey,
I had
Baron.
my
Do you find it?
maps up.
All right.
So.
Do you
What's
find
that?
it useful?
Yeah. If I'm like at the desktop and I decide like, okay, I'm gonna log into one account instead of log into multiple, because I use VPNs and static lines for like my desktops, because whether it's work related or not, and
Mhm.
I have this one's like my main account that I connect to all my other accounts, and I get a general feed of what I want. I have other handles as moderators as well. It's helpful in that way.
Yo, that TweetDeck is thick. I just looked at it. This is a way you could schedule tweets?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So let me post the URL at the top. I think I might use this. Because one of the things that they asked about was a social media calendar. I'm like, huh. So this is a way to schedule tweets out maybe as far into the future as you want? That'd be wicked.
tweetdeck.twitter.com. And then also you can look at your Twitter analytics and stuff off of that. If you want to run a campaign, you can. If you want to develop your subscription newsletter, you can.
Oh, that's handy. Thanks.
I duck back out. I'll duck back in a bit.
Bye.
Where's the analytics on it? I like these columns. I can add a column?
Yeah.
If I want to add a column, how do I add a column?
On the far left,
Maybe I should.
there should be like a little plus on
Yeah,
there.
it's not a. Yeah, it doesn't work on my mobile as well. I'm gonna have to. Just looking for the analytics
Oh,
settings.
analytics.twitter.com. You can end up doing that. You can run a campaign if you want to do like a sponsorship campaign and stuff off that. But all of it is desktop friendly, not mobile.
Yeah, let me try analytics.twitter.com. All right. So what happened? My tweets went down by 38%. My impressions went down by 18%. My profile visits went up by 25%. My followers went up by 116. I go to my tweets. What was the most popular tweet? What do you have against Andrew Tate? The next one was the best Pink Floyd joke. Huh. Actually, the fourth one is the VGX auction special with Casey.
Cool.
Wow. Analytics.twitter.com. Beautiful. Thanks.
Wait, so is it Twitter deck or is it analytics?
Two separate things.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting both to the top. One is tweetdeck.twitter.com, which provides you kind of like a more power user view of Twitter,
Mhm.
right? Rather than the
Yeah.
twitter.com.
Right.
And then I'm putting in the comment section of this space. Oh,
Oh,
I mean, it's going to
no.
give you my analytics maybe. I think what
Oh, yeah.
happens if you click on that link, it should link to yours. But analytics.twitter.com is what Kit mentioned.
Another plus is go to birdsnest.twitter.com, where you could actually, if you have at least a phone number associated to your Twitter profile, you can actually work for Twitter in a way to fight against misinformation, and you have multiple alias handles for coding calls to screen people's profile or put them into shadow ban.
Damn. You know, that website didn't work for me. Bird's Nest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Birdsnest.twitter.com. Just
Okay.
type in Twitter, search Bird's Nest, not off of the Twitter platform, but off their help, or look for the Twitter docs and look up Bird's Nest. It will take you to the link. They must have moved that around a little bit.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
I found them when I was hunting down, using my Postman APIs and stuff to chase down other bots. I sent a bot for a bot and discovered the hidden call signals to alias accounts where these accounts weren't real on Twitter. And I found that for Twitter developers, you can actually request to apply.
I'm taking a look. The scheduled tweets would be powerful. Hold on. Can you schedule a whole thread?
Yep, you can schedule an entire thread. You can also do duo tweets with other
That's what I'm
people.
gonna do now. That's what I'm gonna do.
So you'll want to you have this account, then your regular Michael account and stuff. And if you want to designate an automated account status, you go through, let's say this one's going to be the one that's going to be automated, so your admin controls your other one. You go to your settings on this one, change it to automated, and you designate who is the main handler, and you set it as your other account.
It's interesting because what I often do is I'll go back to tweets from 2016, right? And I'll just start posting tweets from 2016 for fun, right? And I've always wanted to get into the automation of this stuff. I can't tell you how many times I've failed to learn how to use the API. But Web3 has been showing me what he's able to do, and it's all right, as long as you know how to do it. Let's see.
What is it? An impression is good, but
Oh, you're looking at the terms of the statistics?
Yeah, I'm in the analytics.
Ooh, how does it look?
Well, that's why I'm wondering, what is the
Impressions or views?
71K views?
Well, Elon Musk might say it's only 10,000. That's what they're arguing over.
That it's
Does that make
not
sense? Yeah, that it's not 71,000 human beings. It's 60,000 human beings and 11,000 humans. That's what they're arguing over right now.
I see. Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Right? So imagine all of these marketers were saying, oh, I have these many views. Okay, so let me spend some money on advertising and blah, 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 blah. Right?
Right.
And now they're saying, wait a minute, you're saying my analytics dashboard is lying to me because this is bot data, not human data? Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the current Twitter fiasco. Oh, Ross Perot. That's what I posted. These are the industries of the future. Every other nation is focusing on these industries. Us, we don't have a plan.
I
It's
remember
my
that. The
favorite
shorts.
video. Do you remember him? Those
Oh my
half-an-hour videos. Look, now, look at this here. You see this line? This is our lifeline. And when this goes past this line, we're dead. You want to die? No. Vote for me, Ross Perot. But do you know Ross Perot is the guy who invented like cloud computing with HP? Like
God.
literally through
Really?
EDS. Yeah. Look at
Wow.
the Ross Perot EDS. He created HP.
What does top follower mean? Does it mean the person that?
Your number one stalker? I don't know.
No. What is that? Top follower.
Who is your number one follower?
Or does it mean that this person has the most people? 340.
Oh, yeah. It would be maybe
It
your most
means the
popular
person
follower.
that has you've interacted with the most during that time frame that you're looking.
He follows me. Where do I see this guy? I think it's in content is not king. Access to content is king. Sommelier, world's oldest child prodigy. He follows everybody that follows him.
Yeah, aren't you like, oh, this person has a lot of followers? You have
Mhm.
100,000 followers because 100,000 people follow you. You're a loser.
No, I don't think it's a loser. Is that's what some people think, right? Like if you follow more people or if
Yeah. That's
that
kind of like
you have,
it's kind of like a reverse peacock.
but it's more, I don't think I think it's not real. I think people
Yeah,
want to make it real.
it's just perception, right? But I was just saying, like going back,
Yeah, go ahead.
talking about the automation. Like I put a bunch of tweets at the top from like 2016. And I've always wanted to automate the reposting of some of this stuff,
Oh yeah.
right? Because these tweets are fucking fire, guy.
Yeah.
At least I think so. Moving towards the Gregorian calendar is definitely a step in the right direction.
Oh, hey,
Good,
hey.
good scientists study the most important problems they think they can solve.
That's so funny.
It's not the job of the media to be unbiased. It's our job to seek the truth. What else do I have here? All animals are equal. If you're surprised, it's because you weren't paying attention. Oh, that was when Trump. That was when Trump won. I was like, you guys are surprised? I'm not surprised. Right?
That's funny.
Seriously, are electrons and electricity at the bottom of everything? I'm telling you, all this shit's coming up again. Veblen's idea of conspicuous leisure is a critical reason we're silk slippering a la Voltaire. History is filled with the patter of silk slippers going downstairs and wooden shoes coming up. The greatest epics of our lives are the occasions when we gain the courage to rebaptize our evil qualities as our best. Ah, these are fire. So I'd like to be able to you know what I mean? All these tweets are going to reschedule and have like just 90 days of content. Just all lined up.
Cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can just dive into what you were thinking about years before.
Uh-huh. Does it ignite?
Yeah,
Is that
all this.
neuroplasticity kickoff?
Yeah, is Bitcoin too big to fail? I made this video when it was at 17 grand. John Stewart, there's a difference between satisfaction and joy. The unification of gamification frameworks. Western Union playing their cards with digital currencies. Oh, if you speak, you die. If you don't speak, you die. So speak and die.
I like that one.
All right. Oh, this is where I was. You'll see it at the top. So what I did is I ranked all these cryptocurrencies based on their features, attributes, and benefits. So which one were public and permissionless? Which one were secure versus scalable versus speedy versus blockchain powered versus decentralized acyclic graph powered versus, do they address self-sovereign ID? The bank CEO first needs to build a vision based on the premise that they will never see the customer face to face and only deal through screens and make no margins on their loans. Yeah, these are all good. And then I met a guy in Japan who explained to me like why he was looking at Hashgraph from an identity perspective, and then he like went over this is a centralized database versus proof of work versus modified proof of work versus the Bitcoin versus like Hashgraph. And first he did it in fucking Japanese. I'm like, can you translate this? He's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And he translated all the symbols. Thank God. Where is it? Oh, and then I have this article called "Making Fun of Bitcoin Holders."
Oh, funny. From when?
December 8th, 2017.
Oh, yeah.
What does it mean to lose your entire investment when you started with pennies in the first place? Many of the Bitcoin enthusiasts you're making fun of, also known as holders, have never been given a lick of investment advice in their lives.
Right.
You cannot tell me that people with $25 a month to invest are given proper financial advice.
Right.
Therefore, you cannot blame the Bitcoin holders for seeking alternatives. And besides, whose advice should they seek? And then I showed the performance of the S&P 500 versus hedge funds.
It's funny.
And if you see the performance of the index over hedge funds, you'd be like, what the fuck? This is all a lie. Here, let me put this at the top.
Sure.
So this is what I was thinking. Again, I don't really talk about it, but I used to be, I had financial licenses before. There's a reason I gave them up over a decade ago. But yeah, you'll see this picture at the top.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you could just like reach back into your past and, even for me, I just want to see if my ideas were right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Well,
was I
that's
totally off base? You know? Um, um, oh yeah, so like that thing. Um, oh shit! Look at this thing. So Naruhiro Fuji, from Japan, I asked him about. I read some of his work, and I asked him, "Hey, like, what do you think about the future?" And he gave me this graphic, and it had all like Japanese symbols. I'm like, "Can you translate it for me?"
oh, funny.
Yeah, you'll see it at the top. Yeah, that was down the rabbit hole in 2016.
Yes. What? Funny. Um, I saw Michael Saylor had a. I've actually never heard him talk. I wish I
Hmm.
could. I wish I could
I
hear
like the way he
him.
talks.
He was on today. I saw him. Like when I got off the call, I was like, oh,
That guy's turning into Nick Fury right before our eyes. You know,
what is
the
that? I
world.
don't know.
Oh, Nick Fury is like he's like a guy in a comic book who was in charge of all of these like superheroes. He was
Oh,
like a general.
okay.
He's kind of like if Zach was 45 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
what did he do?
oh, who,
He
Sailor?
sounds like Fury. Yeah, Sailor sounds like Fury. You said he reminds you.
No, just the way he looks. Just the way he looks. If you looked up a picture of comic book character Nick Fury,
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you'd see a guy that kind of looks like him. Um, uh, what else do I have here? Oh, a, a dog who's doing tricks at a party. Love that little dog.
I'm
So
not gonna get on.
that's 2019. Oh yeah, the Stephen King. I do not aim with my hand. He who aims with his hand has begotten the face of his father. I aim with my eye. I do not shoot with my hand. He who shoots with his hand has forgotten the face of his father. I shoot with my mind. I do not kill with my gun. He who kills with his gun has forgotten the face of his father. I kill with my heart. Stephen King.
I really like Stephen King.
Oh my God.
Mm. Somebody was talking about living or being from where he's from. I was like, oh, me too. I'm not from there, but my aunt is from there.
Yeah, who's that? That's Crypto Swarm. Yeah.
Swarm, and I didn't talk about it, but my sister just left in July. She left. She was in Bangor for 2 years. My aunt lives there. Stephen King, she's like, that's part of her walk. The
Oh,
house.
Get Out. Oh wow.
She lives around there. She's like, oh,
Yeah,
look at
I did a marketing bounty for a blockchain out of the National University of Singapore called Zilliqa.
oh, here.
And yeah, and so that's what got me down the rabbit hole, is because I started, in order to do the work, I had to really understand what was going on, and so I started talking to developers, and I was like, oh fuck, that's what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I was just doing it for this, I was just, hey, you're looking for whatever, paying in some tokens, blah blah blah, and then I was like, hold on, what's network sharding? Oh, network sharding, that's still theoretical. I'm like, oh, so you're already thinking past sharding of databases, right? So yeah, imagine a Twitter space with just like fucking blockchain engineers. Oh, I found it.
Wow.
I found it. It's Matthios dancing. I've been looking for this video forever. Forever. It's Matthios dancing at a competition at a wedding.
Mateos? Are Mateos?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Watch, check out at the top. He's dancing his ass off.
I
It's
just
from 2019.
need that. Ouch. What?
This looks like a good time was had by all. I
Yeah,
was
yes.
videos, like the people are getting down, looking all cute and goofy. It's so cute. I like dance videos; they're very nice.
This guy did the heel and toe backwards.
Heel and toe.
The guy did it moving backwards.
Oh, Lagarta. Hello. Who is M? M is back. I saw this person.
Yeah, I don't. I've seen him before.
I saw him yesterday when I was in my friend M's room.
Oh, really? Oh, it's another. Okay, it's another one
Yeah.
of those. Huh?
Yeah,
That
yeah. That's so funny, isn't it?
It's kind of. I guess it's cute. Maybe it's. Maybe they're trying to be flattering. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the one that duplicated Lagatha yesterday.
Oh, someone. Oh, yeah. Well, that person had a different picture.
Oh, I got you. But I mean, that person had white hair instead.
Yeah, exactly.
They found it easier to be experts in chaos. Terry Pratchett.
Terry Pratchett.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Well, oh, I did this thing called Joke of the Year. That's right. Continental philosophers be like, I should find that. Didn't I make a thread of all the jokes of the year?
Sorry, I'm reading.
Oh yeah, found some. I did like 100. I picked out 100 tweets as joke of the year.
Hoddlenut versus Craig Wright. What's going on?
They are having a court case in Norway.
Dave.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an individual who claims to be the original Satoshi Nakamoto, and he is having a day in court. His first day of court was in Florida, and he won that case. And now he's in Norway trying to win another case. And so Kurt is live tweeting the whole case, burning up his fingers. It's fascinating stuff on the early days of Bitcoin. A lot of people are going to say it's all lies, but you know, it's fascinating nonetheless.
Yeah. What is here? Shitcoin CEOs are thirsty. What the fuck?
Hey, quick question. When the Baroness came in here, I thought she was talking about like a space on another day. Was she looking for like a lawyer now?
No, another day.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I thought it was losing
It
my.
could be. Maybe they want you on retainer.
No,
Probably.
Can you
no.
imagine like a space retainer? Be like,
Yes,
yes,
wouldn't
we'd like to.
that be nice?
Can you know what? That would be interesting, eh?
That would be interesting.
Yo, what if you could put like Zach on fucking Twitter space retainer? Right? Be like, yo, you want me to come into your room and talk some shit? All right. Put me on retainer. Spaces retainer.
That's right. That there's your website.
Yo, Ross Perot was a genius, dude. He might not have been like
Popular?
popular or whatever. Like, I mean, you're not gonna beat Bill Clinton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's not. Well, would you call him smart?
He doesn't have. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like Davey is smart.
I don't see the difference between the two, to be honest with you. I just call it smart, right? I just take the morality out of it. So, but if you look at like you put um if you put fucking who is the other guy? You put Al Gore and Bill Clinton and Ross Perot in a room. A lot of people are going to be swayed by not Ross Perot, right?
Aw.
But if they look into his background, motherfucker invented cloud computing. He invented HP. Not that anyone cares in the voting population, right?
He would have benefited from classes with Christian.
Yeah. He just needed a voice acting masterclass. We need to slow down how you talk and stop sounding like an asshole. What are you talking about?
Don't be so dead behind the eyes.
Dead, don't be so dead behind the eyes. Hold on. You think this guy's dead behind the eyes? This is how he used to present.
Move around a little bit.
Move around a little bit. Use the stage, they used to call it.
Or your face.
Use the whole stage.
your whole face.
Right.
If what I'm supposed to be paying attention to is your face, like just move it around a little bit.
I didn't know that. That's just moving their head. No,
That's fine.
no, not
That's
your head.
entertaining.
The face.
Even if you did that, that would be entertaining, and then I would probably be interested, right? But I don't know if I only know these things because I have to entertain teenagers.
Hey, I'm gonna step out for a while. I'll talk to you later.
Like I said, I just saw your message. There's several rooms. There's another space.
Yeah, Hurls and Casey have another one. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
And that lady did have the exact same picture, just mine is black and white.
Uh-huh.
Is there a reason why we have two rooms?
I don't know.
Okay.
What's the other room? I might close this one down.
Yeah, let's go over there.
Hurls and Casey.
Nice. All right, let's go over there. Oh, or maybe they're doing it as an experiment to do both at the same time. I know they were wanting to try that out, but yeah, let's close this down. Mel, I want to ask you, how do you feel after the website session?
Pretty good. I found the thing to create a new site, so I'm starting to like write some stuff in there, and I'm trying to figure out like if I can get content of my own, like some of my pictures into like I can upload content, can I or not?
Yeah, that's the most beautiful part.
Okay.
What I would suggest is draw down on a piece of paper first. Like just draw a bunch, draw like a long rectangle going down the page, and then just split it into about a bunch of boxes. So imagine they click on the link. What is the first thing you want them to see? Because after people look at that, they're going to be either turned on or turned off.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So what is the first thing they see? And then what's the second? And then what's the third? Right? And so imagine it from this is the customer journey design. They talk to you, and then you say, hey, go to mellowbee.com. What do they see when they go to mellowbee.com or whatever the business is? And all it is a series of boxes. That's all it is in the beginning, just box after box. A landing page, the about us, maybe some videos, maybe some images, maybe some testimonials, and then a contact us. That's the whole website. That's it.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm not gonna be on today. I'm gonna hang
Mhm.
on. But tomorrow and Thursday and Friday I'm gonna be off. So that
Yeah.
way I can have Saturday and
No,
I'll
it's
work
awesome.
on some stuff. If I'm working on the site and need help, then I'll hop on.
Oh yeah, ping me. 100%.
Mhm. Okay, cool.
All right. All right, take
Let's,
care.
all right, bye.
All right.